OnChain. OnChain Revolution, Bitcoin not an illusion. Market recaps and I do a roll call. You're not bullish in the vocal. Look at the price action, change. Yeah, send it to the deck. Sell it through the spec. Ordinals the best. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to read. If you end up bearish, gotta put the knee pad. Let me see the comments. Look at the fear and greed index. Bridge. Look at the chart.
Welcome back to OnChain Revolution. My name is Shizzy on the show. We cover the entire Bitcoin crypto ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing interview for you guys today. So recently, I was in a space, and Leonidas, Trevor, the whole squad was over there for the Ordinal show, and Scott was on there. And you guys know Scott. We did many shows with him before. He was on a couple live streams with us, and he was building Bound. And we do know that he had a DEX called Radfi, and he was doing cool stuff. But then he launched a Launchpad. A Launchpad on L1 Bitcoin that potentially adds liquidity and stuff like that. We're going to get into all that stuff. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be exciting because he's building on Bitcoin. He's building where we are right now, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm checking out the site. They've already had a lot of successful launches so far, and they're trading on Magic Eden and DotSwap. Well, I'm sorry, and Radfi as well. So that we'll definitely take a look at everything there. But without further ado, we're going to partner here as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up? What's
up, man? How you feeling today? And we looking forward to in this interview.
Yeah, I feel great. You know, market's definitely looking strong, and I'm excited to get Scott up here again. You know, he's been a friend of the show. He's been on multiple times, actually. I think we had him on also for the Arch Thursdays, was it, that we were doing, right? Yeah. And so look, he has a passion to build here in Bitcoin, and you got to be a special builder to be able to, you know, withstand the, first of all, limitations of Bitcoin and being able to build like it within the Bitcoin ecosystem. But he's been able to do that, him and his team. And so not only, you know, establishing a stable coin, but now with the meme Launchpad, which always brings, you know, that fun degen energy to the space. So I'm excited to get into it, pick his brain a little bit, and see, you know, what the experience has been like from him, because we always get to hear from the user end, but we don't always get to actually, you know, get too much insight. I mean, we do, but the audience doesn't get too much insight from the builder's perspective, and that's what today's for.
Yeah, I think this is the perfect day for this because sadly enough, Bob Bodley's platform Odin got hacked again. I think this is like the third or fourth time. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was like 60 Bitcoin. So having something like Radfi now on Bitcoin L1, I think is a major deal, and I think it's definitely something that I love because I don't want to give my fees to the miners anymore. Like, we've done that. The miners aren't doing anything for L1, so I'm kind of done. And Radfi actually changes that. So really looking forward to that conversation as well. So without further ado, let's bring up Scott. Scott, welcome back to OnChain Revolution. Thanks so much for being here, sir.
What's up, fellas? Thanks for having me back. Good to be back.
Yeah, nice to have you back for sure. Always a good time when you're on the show with us. But if you wouldn't mind just kind of giving us and the audience a little bit of a breakdown of, you know, from the last time we had you on, which you were, you know, shoring up the build for the stablecoin side and just getting into the DEX part was pretty much done, but not the Launchpad part. So if you could kind of maybe give us a summary of what has happened since the Launchpad or building out the Launchpad and what the experience was like, because that has to be crazy.
Sure. Yeah. So just kick things off with just a quick update on BUSD. So BUSD is live on mainnet. I'm not sure if that was the case last time I was here, but it's live on mainnet, and it's being used kind of in two places right now. Of course, on our own platform on Radfi, we have a liquidity pool of Bitcoin against BUSD, and there's some occasional arbitrage opportunities where you can, you know, you mint BUSD, you buy Bitcoin cheap on Radfi, you then transfer that to a centralized exchange or use some other cross-chain swap service, and then you can kind of net, you know, maybe $50, $100, depending on how much the pool pricing is off. So I've noticed some people are doing that. So we have BUSD is live on mainnet as a rune, and it's tradable on Radfi against Bitcoin. And then the other advancement that's a little bit more recently was we did go live with alkanes as well. So BUSD is an alkane, and it's nice, dude. Very prepared. So yeah, it's on ID Club, and been working with the oil team and just like the general Alkanes guys to get BUSD set up on the oil AMM as well. Been working with the ID Club guys. They had some questions about our APIs, but yeah, this is up and running. There is no interoperability between the Rune and the Alkane just yet. That's something we have planned for, like later down the line, once it becomes like a more demanded feature. But that's where we stand with BUSD. I think like next steps for BUSD, nothing in like the immediate term, but looking to add other networks to source liquidity. So right now you can only mint it from Ethereum mainnet. We want to layer in Solana as well, I think would be another one. So yeah, I'll pause there, see if you guys have any questions on BUSD before going into the other stuff.
Yeah, I guess my number one question would be, you did mention I can get like, where's the site? Can you break down like how can I do it if I want to do it right now?
Okay, yeah. So first thing you would do is you go to beta.bound.money. We still have that on the beta link, and then you would connect an Ethereum wallet. You would connect a Bitcoin wallet, and then you would mint. You would transfer us USDC. We wait for 64 block confirmations. And you can see here something I forgot to mention. We did add this fast and slow option. So a fast option is going to deposit directly to a Radfi trading wallet. And because we are the ones sending the BUSD and receiving the BUSD, we control both platforms. We don't need to wait for it to be confirmed in a Bitcoin block. So it's significantly faster than if you have to wait for it to land in your own wallet, then deposit in Radfi, then start trading. We cut out like 2 Bitcoin block confirmations, like 20 to 30 minutes from the process, depending on block time. So would definitely recommend choosing fast. So you select USDC or USDT, and then you can mint BUSD, and you'll receive it directly to your Radfi trading wallet if you're on the fast tab. And yeah, you'd have to connect both an ETH wallet and a Bitcoin wallet. And like the Bitcoin wallet you connect will sense if it has a trading wallet or not. And if it doesn't, we'll prompt you to create one. You can create one directly from this UX as well.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Yeah, it's all kind of integrated. Like we tried to go, we're really trying to create like a good vertically integrated DeFi experience on Bitcoin.
So what is that? Okay, that's great that you just said that vertically, integrated end user experience, right? But I feel like with being Bitcoin builders, sometimes you got to use what resources you have, right? If that means like you got to use Alkanes for this, you can use Rune's protocol for this because the meme culture's hot there, and then possibly Spark in the future. But is that the mindset of a Bitcoin builder? Is like, okay, look, we don't have smart contracts, we don't have this universal thing, but we do have these meta protocols that can be a part of our product, like suite of products.
Yeah, I mean that's a great line of thinking, Yagobi. I think the way that my mental framework for this is anything that uses Bitcoin layer 1 for data availability. Okay, it's kind of like a big term, but pretty much if your tokens or your protocol can be tracked and tracked on Bitcoin L1 and transferred on Bitcoin L1, then it can be integrated into our tech stack. So we're really trying to go product first, protocol second, so that way we can be more flexible as the Bitcoin ecosystem evolves. We'll kind of layer different primitives into our fast execution environment, which is really what we're building. It's like faster Bitcoin. And we can be very flexible with the types of protocols we integrate, right? Like we started with Runes, that was what was available. Alkanes is in the pipeline. BRC 2.0 is on the radar. Like our virtual minting platform is kind of our own protocol that we built that puts data on Bitcoin, like how many tokens people want to mint, how much money they're transferring, etc. Can go more into that later, but really what we've done is we're aggregating all protocols that use Bitcoin data availability into one fast execution environment.
I think that's the best way to go when you think about it, because you're not picking a winner. You're using all these different Bitcoin technologies to give a satisfactory end user experience.
Yeah, definitely. And kind of, I've been in this space for 8 years, and one thing that I've seen a mistake I've seen people make time and time again is building like a super complex, like general purpose, all the bells and whistles, like you can do literally everything with our protocol kind of mission. and then they're spraying and praying grants and investments across different teams. They don't know exactly what they're trying to build. And it's like, it's much, our angle is let's build good products that people want. Let's solve problems. And then we can always like decentralize this protocol later. We can always, add other ways to open things up for other people to build around it. Once we've created that value, though, is like the key point.
And everything starts centralized, right? Like every good product out there did start. I mean, Ethereum at the time, right? It's very centralized when I first started it, right? So basically, what you're doing is you're taking USDT, USDC, and you're basically wrapping them and giving me this asset on Bitcoin. So I'm curious, what is happening with the USDC and the USDT on that side while I'm using the BUSD?
So right now it just hangs out in cold storage vaults. We keep some of it in hot vaults to field redemption requests, but ultimately our goal, we did, I don't know if I mentioned this on one of the times I was on your show, but we pivoted into the Bitcoin ecosystem from being an RWA issuer. So we have a broker dealer relationship in the United States that would allow us to purchase treasury bills and store them in a trust. So, longer term, once we hit certain AUM milestones and we feel comfortable with our expected redemption requests, we'll take some of those reserves off chain, put them into treasury bills, and earn yield on them. That's kind of our business model.
What do you think it would be better for you to lock up USDC and USDT into like a pair on Uniswap or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, we could monetize that way as well. I think like we want to diversify the risk profile a little bit, like a little bit away from general on-chain risks. I think like from a risk standpoint, we're more inclined to behave like Circle or maybe closer to Tether than we would, let's say, like a stable coin like DAI perhaps, or Athena's USDE perhaps is I mean, they have their own specific strategy about like delta neutral and it's essentially a basis trade. But anyway, like from how we handle our reserves, it's going to be extremely risk averse as possible. So even putting them into a liquidity pool on another DeFi protocol, maybe on Curve, something that's been like tried and tested over and over again for the last 5-6 years. That's reasonable, but generally want like diversified, super risk averse activities with our reserves.
Yeah, I think that's really smart to do that because stable coins can, they need to be formidable, in my opinion, just the foundation of them. Yeah. Right? Because if they go wrong, they can go really wrong, right? Yeah. We've seen that in the past. One last question I have for you in terms of the Bitcoin stablecoin ecosystem, because there's a small ecosystem here of stablecoins, right? You guys do Cat, then you have Hermetica as well. What is the approach for the Stablecoin Act and all that stuff? Is it to kind of wait to do business in North America, or you guys and the other people in the Bitcoin ecosystem do stablecoins actively reaching out to like regulators? What does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have done some of this legwork when we did the treasury bill product, right? This is a pivot from our previous project, highyield.xyz, and we had to do a lot of that regulatory work to issue tokenized bonds. So I think we're in a pretty good position from our framework, our off-chain infrastructure, if you will, to offer this in a safe way. I think, for now, at our stage, we aren't offering it directly to U.S. citizens, but it's not something I'm particularly afraid of either.
Gotcha. Awesome.
Love it. Great question. Great answer for sure. Yeah. All right, let's jump over to the next thing, which is Radfi. Radfi.co is the website. Let me actually show this. And you guys have tons of liquidity. Last time we talked to you, you did have this pups liquidity, but that was really it. And now, I mean, look at this one, $181,000 in TVL for Radtarded. It's absolutely insane.
I get so fired up looking at this because honestly, I just see our product in action and the problem we're solving in action just looking at this screen. We put out a stat the other day. Let me pull it up real quick. I'll send it to you in DM, so maybe you could pull it up on the screen. But we saved, we did a calculation to see how much money we saved the Bitcoin ecosystem. It was over 5 Bitcoin in our 1 week of being live that would have gone to miners in some capacity. Okay, and the logic there is if you look at that TVL, half of that is Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin would have been spent on spamming the Bitcoin network and minting, rad-tarded rat for their users, or for the people who are minting it, right? All of that money would have been burned, and then people would have gotten rad-tarded rat, and that would have been the end of it, and they would have had to hope people come in and start bidding on Magic Eden. That just would have been how it works. But instead, we now have almost $100,000 worth of Bitcoin that Radfi is out there 24/7 with a bid for that token, for rad-tarded rat. So that's really the innovation we were trying to bring to the table. And on top of that, even like a lot of people tried to mint that and weren't able to, and we refund them, right? In traditional runes minting, all that money, if you try and mint something and it fails, it's gone. That's it. Your Bitcoin's gone, and you get nothing. Not even in illiquid shitcoin. You literally just get nothing. So yeah, I sent you some of the stats we crunched. 5.0475 Bitcoin was stopped from draining outside the ecosystem.
Wow. Incredible.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Fired up, man. I'm just fired up.
Well, yeah,
I'm just starting to hit.
Well, the thing is that like the TVLs look really good there, and it's not easy to accumulate TVLs, especially with new products, and you're trying to get people to use it and all these things. And so you see, you have the six-figure TVLs, and then you even have some of the smaller tokens starting to build up their TVLs as well. So congratulations on that, because you can look at this as like a starting point, right? Yeah. And the goal is to get to the 7-figure mark, right? And stuff like that. So great start for sure.
Thanks, man. Yeah, definitely exciting times.
Yeah. So so last time you were on, you were talking about the actual how to get on the swap, right? And it's not the easiest thing, because you do have to kind of deposit, but you're not doing it in the sense of like a Bitcoin L2. It's done differently. Could you explain to the audience that concept real quickly for anyone who doesn't know?
Absolutely. This is my favorite thing to explain, because there's so much misconceptions out there just from how other people have decided to build like a Bitcoin product. In a lot of other products, when you deposit, it's actually obscuring a bridging process in the back end, where your Bitcoin goes from your wallet with your keys to somebody else's wallet, and you have no keys, right? That's the bridge. For us, when you deposit, you are not giving up your keys. You're depositing into a new wallet, into a new multi-sig that has two signatures on it. One of them is your key, and one of them is our key. And our key expires after 3 months. So in an absolute worst case scenario, like worst case, we lose access to our keys, and we've erased all of our servers and disappear. You wait 3 months. You can withdraw your coins back to your wallet, because our signature has expired, and that deposit wallet, the Radfi trading wallet, becomes a one of one with just you. And this is all using just Bitcoin tech. We did not need to change Bitcoin. We didn't need any sort of, soft forks or anything to that effect. This is just using Bitcoin as is.
Yeah, incredible. Because we saw today, you probably saw it as well. The Odin was hacked, 60 Bitcoin. Can anything like that happen for Radfi?
So that cannot happen for the trading wallet deposits. We could have some type of issue with the keys and of the liquidity. Okay, so I'm not over here. I'm as transparent as possible. The liquidity that's held by our distributed key technology. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but we do have obviously high security measures in place for the liquidity. But if your cash, if your BTC is in a trading wallet, you have nothing to fear. Like, there's no way that we could get access to your money, that a hacker could get access to your money. If the Bitcoin is in there and you have the keys, like it's your keys, your coins, you need to secure your keys just like you would anywhere else or in any other situation.
Yeah, really awesome. Thank you for breaking that down. So let's jump into the biggest part, the most exciting part, the reason why you're here, right? That's not me shady about it, but so you guys now have this thing right here. It's called Mint, and when I click Mint, it takes me to this crazy Launchpad that you guys have built, which I absolutely love. But my favorite part of this, go over here and you go to was it launched, right?
Yep.
And you kind of see everything that has launched, and not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, tons of tokens. I'm gonna stop counting, but you guys have tons of tokens, a lot more than when I checked a few days ago, by the way. But yeah, what's the idea behind this, and maybe get into how it's going?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, definitely in terms of how it's going, just to start off with that, blown away by the excitement of it. Everybody, people love the fact that they get refunds if their mint doesn't go through. That was something that just seemed like an obvious feature to me. I didn't think it was something people would be so excited about, but they're definitely loving that. And then the fact that, this is the exact same minting process that people have come to know and love. There's no like bonding curve. You're not going to get dumped on by the guy who bought just before you. You can't share the contract address early. Like, it takes the best parts of runes and combines it with the best parts of Pump Fun to create like the ideal, fairest possible Launchpad experience. And that's really what we were going for. And that's the feedback we've been getting. I mean, there's some kinks to iron out. I'm not going to say like we came to market and everything is perfect, but generally has been like really positive feedback on what we built here.
So, like, okay, the interest and interaction that you guys have received from the Bitcoin ecosystem with using the platform so far, would you say it's overwhelming? Would you say it's kind of what you expected, or underwhelming altogether? Because I mean, I doubt it's underwhelming. You seem really excited. So either kind of what you expected, or maybe a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, it's exceeded our expectations. Our servers did crash the first day when Rad Tartar Rat was minting, which was definitely a hectic few days and a weekend in which I got no sleep. But it's an exciting time. I mean, that's what product launches are about. I haven't had that opportunity, that privilege to launch a product that people are really excited about in a long time. So it's what I'm here for, and I'm happy with how things are going.
Yeah. What about the attention to it since then? Do you feel like you guys have been able to maintain, that attention and hype a bit, or, with everything, sometimes it'll cool down, right? So is that what you guys have experienced? A little bit of a cool down, and then, but, expected that?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of economic activity, there's been a cool down. In terms of social media activity, I've still continued to see us coming up like all across my feed. Maybe my algorithm is just nonstop bullish Radfi. That could be just me, which wouldn't be surprising. But I've been trying to do my best, getting into spaces, continuing to promote what we're working on, and generate as much awareness as possible. I think we have a lot of good loud voices on our side. Really appreciate just like a shout out to Leonidas. Sometimes I'll like hop into a space and I hear him just like going off about how excited he is about our platform. And I really appreciate that. I have a lot of respect for the guy and how hard he works for the dog community and just the runes community at large. Hopping into general CT spaces and defending our ecosystem and telling people really what's here. So yeah, I mean, we've been able to maintain momentum, and we have new features coming that people have asked for a lot. I think that's keeping some of that speculation alive of what's coming next, and people kind of waiting for us to drop charts and us to drop a token page, and then like what features are coming next. So trying to keep that momentum going, and I think we're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah. What have you guys added any type of creator like revenue or anything like that? Because I know that's a hot new kind of meta that's
live, man. That's live. You click create a token right there, create new token. If you click that button and you go through the process of launching a coin and it mints out, you get 1/3 of the trading fees generated.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's definitely something that's live. It goes more into just what I was saying, creating that more like sustainable casino, right? Like, we need money being recycled into the ecosystem, into teams and builders and creators that are working hard and driving volume and creating more economic activity. They need to be rewarded for it, because those are the active people who will recycle that capital into more of this financial activity.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that was really smart for you guys to have it like ready and everything integrated already. And it will attract people to launch there, right? So that's something, I hope the audience, if you're thinking about launching a token in the Bitcoin ecosystem, you know that you can earn the creator fees on Radfi. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's just, I mean, I'm just trying to being as objective as possible. Like, there's just no better place to launch a token on Bitcoin right now. It's just how it is currently, which obviously I'm excited about. And you know, we'll see if competition crops up. But for now, this is objectively just the best place to do it. You get paid to do it. It's on layer 1, so it's composable with everything else that launches in the future. You know, we're creating liquidity for your token. You know, from day 1. There's just really no better place to take care of it to launch a token.
Yeah.
Oh, and one other feature I'm excited about, sorry, is we were talking to, you know, I like to do user interviews, and, you know, we could even treat this as one if you guys have any suggestions or feedback. But I was talking to somebody yesterday that gave us a great product idea we're looking into, is what is it, like gated launches or gated mints. So if you wanted to do one just for the Bitcoin Puppets community, or you guys wanted one just for, if you guys had like, or something for like, I was talking to Matrica as well, like partnering with them to help you know, verify these things of like ownership of different assets. And we could essentially just, you know, plug Matrica into our minting experience, and, you know, people log in, they confirm with Matrica, and then if they are eligible for the mint, they can participate. So got some creators interested in doing something like that, and that helps you kind of create the community you want around the token from the start.
Could you do something like 30% of the token for that and the rest of it normal? Or because that would be weird though, if you have like 3,000 puppet holders having the entire supply, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, we could. I think that's an important caveat that we should definitely do. Would be like, you know, X% of supply is reserved only for this, or maybe time-based, you know, the first like 10 blocks are reserved only for this community, and then it opens up. Yeah, what do you like better there, actually? Do you think a percentage so time-based?
Something that used to be kind of successful, I would say, last cycle is people that were projects that had a launchpad that would launch a new token, a second token in their ecosystem or something like that, or they would give the people that are holding their platform token like a pre-allocated. You'd have to put your tokens up though, and then you would get your tokens back after you.
Is that kind of like staking or something?
It's like in a sense like a short-term stake. So once the pre-sale is done, then you get your tokens back. So maybe you can do that with ordinals, and it would actually help with the, you know, supply and demand of the ordinal collections too, to kind of pump the prices for those collections. So that could be something to look into.
Yeah. I'm thinking like for version 1 of this, when you click create a token, you could essentially pick like, do you want this to be gated to any of these communities, and have like maybe the top 5 ordinal collections, and they could just check them off however many they want. And then we would verify with Matrica. I am trying to think though, going back to Shizzy's suggestion, like, whether or not it should be a percentage of supply. That's how I think time-based might make the most sense. I mean, I'm curious if that would work. Because time, you know, like if we reserve like 30% of supply only for puppets, and then it doesn't mint out, like what do we, like that portion doesn't mint out, but the rest does. Like, what do we do with that remaining supply? We can't like keep it open forever. So I think maybe time would just be the simplest implementation, just kind of thinking out loud here. But
yeah, it could be, you know, airdrop it to people that did mint it, which would make people want to mint it, right? Just in case it doesn't get minted out. So what you could do is, hey, 30% has to go to this community. It depends how many people community does this. And if it doesn't, the 30% automatically still goes to that community.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That could work too. Yeah. So either time. Yeah. That actually might be simpler, because I think we already have some logic built similar to that. Like right now, there are situations. Okay. So the minimum amount of Bitcoin you need to have committed to a mint for it to launch on the AMM is 0.08 BTC. But there could be a situation where you accumulate 0.08 BTC of auction proceeds, but the entire thing doesn't mint out. People just like, we're paying a lot for it. So what we do is we distribute the rest of the tokens to the people who did mint, just like you were saying. So we could do the same thing with the unminted like pre-allocation supply. Yeah,
I mean, I think that would be really cool. But I want to jump to your site though, because it is pretty awesome. I'm gonna through one by one, just kind of tell me what they are. So what's going on up here?
So going up there is just like recent mints. Right now is kind of a lull in activity. It looks like there's only 3 ongoing mints, and people are fucking with big ass jar of pickles for whatever reason. It is a big ass jar of pickles. And then it looks like there's a screenshot. It looks like Friends, the Dream Team, and some kind of Kraken and dog related meme. But yeah, up top is just showing recent mints, and then along the right side is ongoing mints. Left side, king of the block. That is right now there hasn't been any mints submitted, but king of the block shows in the current block which token is being minted the most, because it's one virtual mempool that we've created for the entire platform. So you have to compete. When there's if there's like multiple hot mints going on right now, they're also competing for block space just like they would on mainnet.
Love that. Awesome. What's going on over here in the middle here?
So eventually, we are working on it. Not super high priority given bug fixes and other things in the pipeline, but we have the beginnings of that animation on mempool.space that has like little blocks moving around and stuff.
Yeah.
Very visually appealing. I am trying to think of this it's a form of gambling, right? It's a form of a casino. People like visually stimulating things. So I want to show there's 4,000 mint requests per block. So we'll have all these tiny blocks representing a mint request for big ass jar of pickles, mint request for Friends, mint request for Krakow, and you can you submit a mint, and then you see your mint request kind of fill up this visualizer. We have kind of the bare bones of that setup, but haven't finished it yet.
Love it, man. Love it. And then we go to the bottom here. This is very similar to what you're kind of talking about already,
yeah,
right?
It's all part of the same kind of visualization. So if we were to keep this open until the next Bitcoin block is mined, you would see the visualizer kind of collapse into block 38, 39. And then all those previous blocks show if there was any tokens minted in them. And it looks like there hasn't been tokens minted in a few blocks.
So this block counter here, this is how long Radfi has been alive? Because
yes, that's how many Bitcoin blocks we've been up. Oh, see, there we go. Block was just produced on mainnet, so we produce a virtual block, and then moving on to the next one. I do love that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a sucker for little visual animations like that.
Okay, I get it now, because eventually it'll be this token will be here, this token will be here, right? Depending on how much I got. Love it, absolutely awesome. Yeah, man. And you got the portfolio page, which is pretty cool. You don't have my assets when I do mint them will show up here on my portfolio page.
Yep. And that does remind me. I want to do a quick shill of our Diamond Hands feature. Okay, so if you mint, so let's start from the top. The minting platform generates Bitcoin that is paired with the rest of the token in an LP. That LP generates revenue. It generates fees. Of that fee revenue, 1/3 goes to Radfi. That's how we monetize. 1/3 goes to the creator, and then 1/3 goes to Diamond Hands. Okay, and the way you qualify for Diamond Hands is by minting at least 1 million tokens and maintaining that balance. So you can't transfer it, you can't sell it. If you mint 1 million tokens and then you sell 250K and buy them back, you've forever lost Diamond Hands. There's nothing you can do to get it back. So what this does is it creates this little game theory situation going on where whoever Diamond Hands the longest, if you're the last diamond handed person, you're getting 1/3 of the trading fees of this forever, right? So you're getting just as much as we do, just as much revenue as we do from the pool, just as much revenue as the creator does. So the Diamond Hands allocation kind of incentivizes people to say hey, why not mint 1 million of this token? And just in case it takes off, I'll be getting some income from its success. It's kind of low risk to just participate in a mint, because if it doesn't mint out, you get your money back anyway.
Dude, that is the most incredible thing I've heard, because that is the reason to hold and never sell. That is the reason you mint and just hold it there, because potentially that's income forever, right? If this token, the token becomes Billy, Pups, Dog, and something like that. Good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, for sure. If it's if you get into it's a runner that gets past a certain point of no return, then that's residual income for the rest of your life.
Seriously, dude. And it's why not take a risk? The risk you're taking is so minimal for a possible lotto ticket. You commit some small amount of Bitcoin. If it doesn't mint out, there's no traction at all, you get your money back. For this current one, if big ass jar of pickles doesn't finish, that 10% of the supply that's been minted like the minters just get their Bitcoin back and we just never launch the rune. So there's like very little risk for like participating in a mint. And if it's successful and you get your diamond hands rewards, you're making passive income. If it's not successful, you get a refund. It's like heads I win, tails I don't win as much.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Well,
this is the kind of stuff that we need more of in the crypto space, right? It's like, I mean, look, we know that everything's not like rainbows and butterflies in life, but like, I feel like crypto has kind of been like the other side of things for a lot of like new people that come into the space and they get wrecked so hard they just don't ever. That's why there's a delay in a lot of retail to come back this time. But what will happen is we'll have products like this, and the space will become more structured and more formidable and solid, and people will come back. But we need products like this. So I love what you're doing here.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I really, I mean, my full expectation is that the Bitcoin ecosystem will always have attention cycles, and another attention cycle is coming to Bitcoin, especially people make a bunch of money, on altcoins. They take profits into Bitcoin, maybe bear market comes around, or like beginnings of the bear market, people are like, oh, like I got all this Bitcoin. Maybe I do want to fuck around with, another ride, on the shitcoin casino. So I think, what we're betting on is Bitcoin ecosystem will get attention again. Feel pretty confident in that. And this time people will have the experience they expect, not trading fungible tokens like their NFTs, like in lots. So that's what we wanted to do.
And I love this too, because I've grown to hate miners. I know people are gonna say, "Oh, you're an idiot. You're on Bitcoin," but like the hash rate's already super high. We can afford to drop it a little bit. Like I'm not, we was fine last year when it was where it was at. And some people were, you're blah blah blah, whatever. The miners are, in my opinion, the biggest scumbags. And I'm not putting words in anyone's mouth but my own. Just because of the fact that they're getting free money, but they're not doing anything to create a community here, to build here, even create a damn NFT project, right? Just they're not doing anything on those lines. And people say, well, they don't have to. Well, if you wanted to keep getting those fees, I would have kept giving you money to do stuff on L1. But the sense that you're just taking away and constantly taking away and bringing nothing back to the ecosystem, not even a damn NFT project that you just give away. You know what I mean? Just
like, I hear you, man. I hear you.
It's really frustrating being in Bitcoin now since the Bitcoin ecosystem since what is it, August? Well, what did we get in April of 2023? And then the miners have done nothing but take from us. So having a project like this is the biggest FU to them, because we don't need them anymore, because you guys created this. And I know people, like I said, it's very controversial, blah 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 blah, but that's just kind of how I feel.
Slightly different perspective, just slightly that I have here is one is, I do understand why you feel the way you feel, but I would also say that they're just behaving like as expected.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of our fault for designing the system where like the incentive is to do that, right? Like you can't kind of get so frustrated with somebody for behaving as they would be expected to behave if this was like a math problem, or if you were in a statistics class or a game theory class. What would be the expected behavior of this person who does the exact same amount of work, makes extra income, and what would the expected behavior be? They just continue doing that work and continue getting their extra income. So I don't necessarily have such a feverish anger towards them like you do, but it is a problem. Okay. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier about, you need a win rate, right? I view miners in this situation are almost like the house at a casino. Okay. The way runes, the games that we created were originally designed is you sit down at the table, you give your money to the dealer, and then you walk away and you have no money left. And that was kind of like us giving our money to the miners. We walk away with a shitcoin. It's not a sustainable ecosystem, but that's also a casino that's going to close down eventually, right? Like you need a win rate. So that's kind of what we've created here, is something that's actually more sustainable for miners, because we keep the liquidity. We don't give it all to them, and then they'll be able to make money off of the trading fees, right? It still costs like $3 of gas to execute a trade on Radfi. That's like nothing compared to someone who's buying a lottery ticket, right? They want to take a punt on a meme coin. They'll spend $3 on mainnet gas fees, but that creates a more sustainable business model for miners as well. So it's kind of a win-win here, because we've helped kind of correct the game theory of the casino that makes it more sustainable for everybody.
Yeah, but a little pushback though, for my point would be the casino invests in itself, right? The casino makes the parking lot better. They make the machines better. They hire a cleaning lady to make sure it's clean. The miners haven't done anything for their casino that we've built for them, gave them this free money. But you are right. Like it's if somebody walked up to me every day and gave me money, I'm just going to walk away. I'm not going to expect anything. Well, hey, maybe I'll bring them like McDonald's one day, right? Like a little give back to say thank you. You know what I mean? Like, we're not asking for a lot, just a little bit. And what that will do, though, that'll make our industry and what we're building here on L1 better, because it'll look at as, the miners
credible.
Respect it. It's very credible. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, we made it credible without their help, and definitely without the Bitcoin Core's initial help and stuff like that. But you got to also remember that. When I say we, I'm talking about you guys, the builders, but we cover you guys, so I guess we're a little bit part of that. But, yeah. So the reason why my point that I'm going to make is you got to remember that like these guys were like doing their job. They were going to work every day doing their job, and we came in and we're like, all right, we want to play in this area, and they're like, we're doing our job still. We're doing our job still. We're doing our job still. We're like, hey. Like, help us out. We're playing. You know what I mean? So, like, from their perspective, it's like they're just like showing up to work with their lunch pail. You know what I mean? And like we're in like now we're a part of their job or whatever their work.
But completely fair take, dude. It's not quite as impassioned as Shizzy's take, but I think it's a fair take.
Yeah, but I do see where Shizzy's coming from.
They're going to need us though very soon.
I see where Shizzy's coming from, but like it's like you can't expect them. It's like your expectations, when you put expectations on people, you always get like let down. So that's why I feel like that's where this perspective is. It's like we're expecting them to put their hand out for as a gesture.
I'm not expecting it. I'm just saying
it's like the longer term angle. It's the longer term angle, Shizzy. You're right. Like that would be like ultimately better for everybody if like they invested in teams, for example, like maybe use some of their VC arms or something to invest in teams. And I think they have, to be fair. Like I'm not exactly sure how transparent or how promoted that is for mining organizations to be making venture style investments into startups. But I do think it happens. And damn it, dude! I was gonna say something else, and I just get totally lost.
Well, the long term.
Yagobi's right. He's right. We're all right, and we're all gonna win. But I know what I was gonna say. That's like the long term best thing for all of us. But game theory would say, like, if money is on the table, people tend to just take that without taking the risk of investing for the longer term. What if it doesn't work out? Then it hasn't benefited you as much as it could have. So I do think, I'm kind of in between you guys in terms of what the like expectations versus reality. I see why you would have these expectations and these hopes, but ultimately I do see where miners are coming from.
Not asking for a lot. Asking for a breadcrumb. Right.
Hey, he just wants a maid keeping the place clean. Tiny bit. Maybe some freshly paved parking lot.
That's all I want. That's all I want. I want to pull up, not do a trash shoot, right? Like not do a dump. I want to pull up their nice parking lot. Like that's it. I'll come play. Just make it nice. That's all I ask, right? I don't think that's a big thing. And what they'll do though, that'll just make I feel right now we're such a little speck in the crypto world, but that'll put us on the map, and that's all I'm asking for. But again, I'm asking. Then they don't need to do anything, right? So they can keep doing what they're doing, but we're going to build products like yours, right? I mean, that's kind of what happens.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I would love to. The site is beautiful. Any updates can we expect? I mean, I know you guys build a lot, and I'm always asking for more. But that's what I do here. I ask for more. But is there anything coming up in the next week?
He's always like, what have you done for me lately?
I mean, that's our space, right? So.
But yeah, in terms of what's coming, on this page, we're going to have charts that's actively in work. And then on that pools tab, pop open the pools tab. In between positions and pools, we'll have tokens, which would just be a list of all of the tokens launched on the Launchpad. Their trading volume, like you see here, but instead of TVL, it's going to show their market cap. So people have wanted a way to like some more screenshot ability from the app, screenshot the chart, screenshot the market cap, promote their token. We need to enable users to promote their stuff better. We need to make the platform more fun. I do think charts like watching charts is like, you know, watching, you know, a baseball game or something for the, you know, sports betting equivalent. It's like, you know, finance gamblers love staring at charts. So we need to, we need to have those there. I would say within the next like week-ish, we should have both of those features. And then we have some other stuff I'm keeping close to chest coming right after that.
Absolutely amazing, man. This has been fun, Scott. Really appreciate your time. I know you guys are building a lot here, but I'd love to give you a stage one last time and talk to our audience. If there's anything you would like to say to them, the stage is yours.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think what I want to encourage people to do the most at this point is to hop into our Discord and you know, be a part of our community. I'd say we're getting, you know, the beginnings of a tight knit community going. One thing I'm really excited about that we do have in the hopper that, you know, I'm happy to share is that we're going to have a channel on Discord and a role associated with it, where we have a bot that posts, hey, like there's a hot mint going on, right? Like the virtual mempool on Radfi has been full for the last 2 blocks of people trying to mint. So like we'll have that call to action. If you have notifications on, you're in our Discord and you have that role, you'll be the first to know every time there's a hot mint. Right now, I think, yeah, Launchpad alerts. We don't have it set up yet. We're going to get that going shortly after charts and the tokens page. And yeah, it looks like we got 35 people who want those notifications going. And I think that'll be
36.
like a good way to keep, you know, the community aligned and activate our community. So get in the Discord and become part of it.
Awesome.
Amazing, man. Yep. Anything else? You got anything else?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, again, appreciate your time, Yagobi.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it, man. Excited about, you know, what Radfi is going to build, and I'm sure you guys are going to continually build other products. And one thing about your attitude, it seems like you're wanting the entire ecosystem to win, and that's a big thing, you know, because when the Bitcoin ecosystem wins, you win as a builder. I believe that truly.
100%. Yeah, we need to grow the pie right now. I'm not into competition right now. Like that's the last thing on my mind. It's just like, how do we get people to realize what you can do on Bitcoin, and you know, getting into spaces, talking to broader CT, trying to make onboarding and offboarding as easy as possible. Those are kind of the things on my mind.
Awesome. Sounds good. Scott, appreciate your time, sir, and we will talk to you soon.
Yep. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to the next time. Take it easy, guys.
Take it easy.
See you, man.
Bye.
Well, that was absolutely amazing. Scott's been somebody who's been in the ecosystem for a long time, and it's really awesome to kind of see him finally succeed in with not just one project, right? With 2, with Bound. I mean, looks great. Everything he showed us today looked absolutely amazing, and then you have everything he's building with Radfi, absolutely amazing. Yeah,
it was awesome to hear, you know, Scott still with that same passion when we first had him on the show, and the fact that they just keep like creating products, right? Like, I mean, a stable coin's not hard enough. Like, you know what I mean? So that's awesome to hear him. And you have to have the passion to be a Bitcoin builder. I'll say that. But super excited to see what he's done, him and his team, man. I expect him to continually build out in the Bitcoin ecosystem, and he will be successful. You know, he has that determination. But we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us for 48 minutes. And, you know, hopefully you guys learned something. We know you guys did if you hung out, because there was a lot of education in this episode. And we appreciate each and every one of you guys for supporting us by watching us. And our partners also support us. So if you could check them out, we would greatly appreciate it. Sats Terminal is the DEX aggregator swap for the entire Bitcoin ecosystem. If you're looking to swap for runes or alkanes, you got to do it at Sats Terminal. They support both token standards there. Also, you're going to earn Amber points. Amber points are a give back to early adopters of the platform. So make sure you're earning your Amber points by swapping here. Also, if you connect your wallet for the very first time, you get 1,000 Amber points. So really, really good give back with that. Head to statsterminal.com today to learn more there. Also, Emblem Vault is the interoperability layer for the Bitcoin ecosystem. If you're looking to jump your ordinals or your counterparty NFTs to Ethereum, you got to use Emblem Vault. They're going to also offer that to other chains as well. You can jump to base, you can jump to abstract, you can jump to Merlin as well, and eventually Solana. But they do have a product on the Solana chain called Agent Hustle, which is an AI tool, and it is the best AI product in my opinion on Solana. You can use Hustle to research different tokens on Solana. Also, you can use Hustle to do conditional trading as well. So you can go back, set a trade, buy a fart coin at a 20% pullback and sell it at a 100% gain. And then you can go to the gym, go to the grocery store, whatever you need to do. Hustle is, in my opinion, the best AI product on Solana. So check it out. It's free right now, but eventually they're going to have a subscription service there. So you want to check it out before they add that. Also, they have a TGE rune that's coming out in on the block of 915,000 on Bitcoin. And it is, if you go to OpenSea right now, you can actually purchase a pre-sale situation here with the NFT, to where if you buy one of these NFTs at block 915,000 on Bitcoin, it will open up with the Bitcoin wallet and the seed phrase in there with the Bitcoin runes. And this is going to be the main token for the parent company. So you got to take advantage of that, guys. This is the alpha, really. So head over to emblem.vision to learn more today. And then Artura.finance is the perps and leverage DEX of the Bitcoin ecosystem. If you're looking to trade Bitcoin fungibles, you're going to be able to do so on Artura.finance in the near future. Right now, you can trade for Ethereum and Bitcoin as they are live on Botanix chain, which is the spider chain Bitcoin layer 2. But you can earn points by adding liquidity to the vaults on Artura.finance or just making trades. You can get the most points by adding liquidity, though, and you can earn double points because Botanix is also tracking transactions that people make on their chain. So make sure you go to Artura.finance to take advantage of that. And then Tokyo Wallet is the UTXO, not UTXO, sorry, but they do service two UTXO chains in Bitcoin and Cardano. You can swap for runes as they partnered with Sats Terminal to make it possible for you to swap for Dog Go to the Moon, $1 Billion Cat, etc. Also on the Cardano side, you can swap for SNEC or other Cardano tokens. They partnered with Dex Hunter to make that possible. And now they officially announced today that they are supporting Sui network. They're going to continually add networks, guys. This company is just here to make the UI and UX the best possible experience for you, the end user. And you can download this if you have an iPhone at the Apple App Store, or if you have an Android at the Google Play Store. Let us know your feedback. We'll let the team know. And yeah, this is definitely exciting. There's a YouTube alpha section. You can find us and other YouTubers there. Head over to Tokyo.io today. And then Merlin Chain is uniting Bitcoin's strength through the power of AI. They have their Wizard 0.3 version right now that can guide you through Merlin Chain's ecosystem, but they're adding 0.4, which can actually do cross-chain DeFi functionality. So you definitely want to keep up with that, because I was able to swap on Merlin Chain with my Merlin Chain Bitcoin for a Solana token the other day. It was awesome. That's coming. You want to take advantage of that. Also, there's staking options here. If you want to help secure the chain, you can stake Bitcoin to earn more Bitcoin. It is a 16% on average APR that you earn. It gets locked up till September 30th of this year. So just know that. Also, there's two options for the Merlin Chain token for you to stake. There's the flexible option, which is the day-to-day. You earn, I believe, 15% APR. Yeah, 15% APR. And then you can take the rewards and you can compound interest that on a day-to-day basis. If you do want to withdraw your Merlin Chain tokens, it does take a 7-day cooldown period, but that's kind of standard procedure there. Also on they have a bonded option, which is the last one here, and it's a 6-month lockup. You earn 45% APR, and you can also claim the rewards daily and do a compound interest strategy with that. Head over to merlinchain.io to learn more. And lastly is our partner, Ordinal Hive, the aggregator Ordinal marketplace. You're going to find the best price ordinals at ordinalhive.io. Also, their platform is lightning fast, and when you sell your ordinals, you get the Bitcoin right away. You don't have to wait 10, 50 minutes, blocks, all that stuff. They give you the Bitcoin right away. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. Also, they have some amazing trader tools if you're a big trader of ordinals, and they have tools like live mempool insights in case someone accidentally misprices their ordinal. You can take advantage of that really quick. It's unfortunate for them, but not unfortunate for you. But head over to ordinalhive.io today. And thank you guys so much for checking out our partners.
Yup. Great job on that, man. If you got a few more minutes, wouldn't mind checking out OnChain Revolution.io. It's one of the best articles dating all the way back to 2023. If you know someone just entering your space, send them those articles, guys. It'll really help them. If you guys need a VPN, we got Nord. NordVPN. We get 75% off coupon here. Do not pay $11.59. Go to our site, get it. Everyone should have a VPN, guys. Every single person. There's no reason to go to these sites showing your IP, which could lead them to your address. Privacy is a right, and you're allowed to hide your IP on the internet. It's just like hiding your ID out in public, right? You don't want anybody just seeing your ID. It's stupid. Don't do it, guys. Don't let people know where you live. Use a VPN and use Nord. Make sure you guys are paying $3 a month. Lock it in for 2 years. Set it, forget it, and you'll always have it. And then our store, we have some of the best merch in all of crypto, guys. Check out here. We'll be adding new stuff really, really soon as well. So always be checking here as well. And remember, we are live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 3 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. Until tomorrow.
Peace.
OnChain, 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 OnChain Revolution roll call, market recap. You're not bullish enough, no. You're not bullish enough, no. Look at the price go, Bitcoin control me. Why you still coping? Price action rolling. Don't fall for bear traps. Swapping indexes and putting it up in the sex. I can take profit right now. OnChain is where I be now. You can never look back. They don't want you to know. How did the market react? Fear and greed gotta adapt. Now we bridging the tokens and marching the network right now. You know how crazy we are. Nookies are savages now. They know how crazy we are. Chain abstraction, main attraction. OnChain Revolution.